As we go to your calls and thoughts, we got Ademo Freeman on the line from jail. Hey, Ademo, what's up, dude?
Same stuff, different day here in the life of jail. You know, the world in here goes about as slow as can be and about 20 years back in time, maybe even 30 or 40 in this place, but that's about it.
It sure does. Now, for listeners who might just be tuning in, you were arrested in Lebanon, Ohio, as you were driving. Cops pulled you over, allegedly for a burnout taillight. They then proceeded to search your car on the claim that they smelled marijuana, which, you know, they claim...
Yeah, which was all BS. He didn't ever say that until I handed him my Colorado ID.
Really?
That's what tipped it. That's what started it all. Yeah, and he wouldn't answer my questions, which I couldn't get on the video before starting to record, about why he pulled me over until after he pulled all that line. So, yeah, it's a pretty... it's your textbook fishing expedition, only this guy got lucky as heck and busted the founder of COPBLOCK with a backpack full of weed.
Yeah, well, which was allegedly, yours, but we don't know whose it was. It was in apparently it was allegedly in a suitcase that they busted open at some point during the search, and they've since charged you with 3 felony counts of Class 3, 2 Class 3s, I think, and 1 Class 5.
Yeah, 2 Class 3s, 2 F5s. 2 of them, the 3s are possessions, and the 5 is a trafficking.
And is 5 more severe than 3? I don't remember. I remember
no, 3s are more severe than 5.
Okay, that's a strange thing that the possession charges would be more severe than a traffic.
Yeah, especially in a state that has allegedly medical marijuana, and I am a medical marijuana card holder in Colorado.
So you are going to be taking this to trial, presumably, right? You've got a lawyer, Virgil Vidua from Cell 411 has, I believe, stepped up and gotten you some legal representation. There's obviously only so much you can talk about publicly based on the situation.
I would say that this game is just getting started, and so, in all likelihood, it'll probably end up in a courtroom. You know, I just don't. I feel that the state has a passion to come after me. Especially since, the prosecutor wants to see what the police want. You know what all the police would like to do with me is keep me in a cage. So,
sure.
That's where that's at. Right now, I'm more or less focused on living my day in, day out life here in jail and to the max. You know, I've been meditating and working out, which are 2 things that really help me. But more importantly, my newest project is writing the diary of a drug war victim. So I keep like a log and a daily dose of, my activities and my things that go on here that I think could really help shed some light to what people don't understand about, drug war victims like myself.
Yeah, and you've got a long history of being a drug war victim. This isn't your first rodeo, so to speak. It was many years ago, like a decade now, where...
Yeah, it's probably almost 15 years now, yeah. So I was 20, I was arrested for, allegedly, or not allegedly, for possessing marijuana in Wisconsin. And I've written that in my diary just to say that it seems that I'm destined to have this fight, there is no trafficking there's a trafficking allegation against me, but that doesn't hold any merit. I'm a medical patient, and these things are absurd. But it just seems that no matter if I try to do anything in this field of marijuana, I end up in a courtroom or behind bars. So I guess my role in this world is to advocate the wrongs.
I'm going to ask a question from a legal perspective of, I understand that you've got the medical marijuana card or therapeutic cannabis, whatever it's called, but don't most states that have those programs also put limits on how much of something one can possess?
There are. Every state's a little different. Colorado goes by plants, and Ohio's laws are ridiculous. The people that they say can have medical marijuana here can't even get it because the state hasn't made the processes or the people who can make it or grow it or get it available. They've passed their deadlines. It's absurd. The voters clearly want it. And, a jury nullification or a logic, truthful defense, is probably my best bet.
Yeah, there have been some people who've been skeptical of that given the conservative nature, apparently, of the area of Ohio and just Ohio in general, but ultimately, it's still the jury is your best bet. I mean, you've had some good luck with juries.
Are you able to argue jury nullification in?
Probably not.
I mean, I don't know what they're able to do, but I know that you guys know that I'll say whatever I want in a courtroom.
Now,
that's for sure.
if it's the attorney, he'll be restricted on what he can say. But if you're going to defend yourself, then you'll likely have more leeway.
Yeah, that's still all up in the air, really, on what's going to happen. Like I said, this is so early that I'm not really worried about the case that far along right now. I'm more focused on, getting through every single day. I live in a dorm right now with 100 people. This is the jail, the jail that I've been in with the most, criminals that actually have violence or victims in their nature. There's a handful of murderers. My new bunkie today is legally insane. He just moved in, so that's always nice that I'll get to sleep with one eye open. And we don't even have doors on our cells, so they make a big point about putting nonviolent people with nonviolent people. But I've only found 3 people down here that have nonviolent charges or don't have any violent charges in their history. And so, but we don't even have doors on our cells, so they say they put you guys apart, but any of these violent people could just walk into my room. Yet it's not any different than the outside. I'm responsible for protecting myself. Anyways, it's just the fallacies that they try to say that they are protecting you here, just like they do on the outside. It's these government-run institutions with their.
But they've taken away your ability to defend yourself. How can you even make that claim that you are responsible for yourself at that point?
Well, I'm just saying is if a murderer decides to run in my room and try to grab my commissary or beat me up for something, whatever, I mean, it's just on me. I'm going to still be waiting for the cops to show up just like you are on the outside. Maybe my cops here will show up a little sooner than your cops out there. But, I don't have any actual defense tools at my, side or anything like that. I'm not allowed to carry a firearm, but, whatever I'd have to do, tuck and roll, run, hide, swing, punch, is what I'd have to do.
I sent you a letter. I don't know where the best place to go to point people to give your mailing address is, Ademo, and I doubt you know because you're in a cage and you don't have access.
I heard someone put together a Facebook event. I think it was Josh Hawkins that has some of that information more recently. But I have gotten a few letters, more so this week. I really appreciate it. I try to write back everyone when I can or send the letters out so that they can be mailed without me having to spend so much money on commissary here, which is something I'm trying to do is limit my, funding of these institutions.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, even though obviously we're going to be paying the bill and they're going to get a piece of that. But it's good to talk to you. It's good to hear from you on the inside. I know some people had said that you were seeming despondent recently, and you sound like you're doing okay, all things considered. At least that's how you sound.
Yeah, all things considered. I ain't gonna lie. I've been here about a month as of yesterday.
Wow.
And the first 2 weeks were really rough. And there's mostly because of my loss of being with my loved ones and things like that, but plus the back and forth and trying to get your finances straight and the life on the outside world, is COPBLOCK running, there's things going on, and and so those things are a little difficult, and then just the not knowing, that's the biggest punishment or whatever, the torture I would say that they do to you is if justice was so clear, you'd check in and they'd say, well, this crime gives you 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, 2 years, whatever, but they like to beat you down with being in this cage for 4 or 5 months. And I was joking, even in the second week, I was willing to sign a confession that I shot JFK. Just tell me how much time I got to do.
Right. Instead, they hold it over your head, and you've been in there a month already. Who knows how long it's going to be before the trial? And then at the trial, it could be a decade plus in prison for this stuff. Ademo, we're out of time for tonight. I'm going to put you on hold. Talk to you off the air here in just a moment. And I'm going to dig up the address. I'll put it on our Facebook page, and we'll figure out there's going to be some sort of website or something we can do to, like Free Ross, sort of for Ademo. We'll see you tomorrow night online. In the meantime, freetalklive.com. You've probably heard the libertarian author Tom Mullen interviewed or talked about on Free Talk Live. Well, Tom wrote a song called You Were Right, Mr. Spock.
COPBLOCK founder Ademo Freeman speaks from jail on national radio. After a recent letter from COPBLOCK founder Ademo Freeman was posted to the COPBLOCK site, Ademo also called into my nationally syndicated talk show, Free Talk Live in what is likely his first national media appearance since his arrest for possession and distribution of flowers 1 month ago. Listen to the live interview here, this link takes you straight to it. Ademo says he'll do his best to call in at least weekly, so stay tuned to Free Talk Live for the latest. Ademo would love to hear from you. Here's the address at which you can send him mail. Sorry, the backwards ass jail in Warren County won't let you send him books. Warren County Jail. C/O Adam Mueller, 61437. P.O. Box 309, Lebanon, Ohio 45036.